Always moving around.
You're good. Hey guys, this is Pam Peebles. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're having another fantastic session of our Millionaire Mastermind. And as you can see, I'm actually sitting in my bed. You're probably wondering, what am I doing in my bed? So let me forewarn you, my doggy had surgery earlier today, and so I'm playing nurse mom or dog mom. So if you start hearing whimpering in the background, that's my little baby. But I did not want to miss an opportunity to hang out with this fantastic, phenomenal lady. So we had to had to improvise and find a way to kind of make sure that I could still talk with her, the beautiful lady, Judy. So we just kind of brought the party to the bed, brought the doggy to the bed, and brought the computer to the bed. So don't pay attention to my background. And if you hear the crying in the background, that's just my baby. He's just not feeling good. So I'm not over here killing anyone. So what I want to do tonight is talk to our fabulous guest for tonight, which is Judy Stallings, and talk to her about how she's been able to build her business with Skinny Body Care. And as you know, with these Millionaire Mastermind sessions, what we do is bring you behind the scenes so that you can meet some of the top leaders who are having a ton of success in the business, kind of get an opportunity, unlike maybe other businesses where you don't have a chance to mastermind with some of the top income earners, people who are really making things happen. And this is a chance for you to hear how they've been able to build their business, how they got in the business, some of the things that they have been able to do to grow their team, and some of the things that you can do to implement these strategies in your business as well. So, Judy, hi, and thank you for
Hi.
joining us.
Thanks for inviting me.
We were just talking about dogs a minute ago, so I'm going to start off by talking about your family. If you can tell me a little bit about your family. I first of all know that you've got 4 dogs, because we were just sitting here talking about the babies, and your dog was running, one of the dogs was running in there. So tell me a little bit about your family.
Okay, well, my family right now here that lives in my house obviously is me and my 4 dogs. But as far as my family, I come from a very close-knit and loving family. There were 4 of us girls, mom and dad. We grew up not having a lot. We were a single income household, and mom stayed home and took care of the kids in the house, kind of like, used to be the way of life back in those days 40 years ago. Now everything's different. But our dad, he worked real hard, but as you can imagine, with 4 kids and 1 income, it was not always easy, but we had a lot of love, and we had everything we needed. We may not have, as kids, always gotten everything we wanted, but we always had what we needed, and we had love. And we grew up started out in an old rundown house, and then moved to a single-wide mobile home, and we thought we were queens of the castle. So, we come from I do believe that simple upbringing and not being handed everything that I wanted as a child, I do believe that has, really instilled in me an appreciation for what I have been able to accomplish and what I do have.
Yeah, I happen to agree with you on that one, Judy. I actually grew up with nothing, and grew up single mom with actually 4 girls, too. I'm the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
And we grew up on welfare, and I think it makes you more appreciative when you actually have a little something, because you come from nothing. So I happen to agree with you 100%. Yeah. How long have you been in the industry? How long have you been in network marketing? I always do this. I'm gonna, at some point, I'm gonna figure out what to actually call this, but I always call it network marketing, direct sales, multi-level marketing. So what do you actually consider this?
I usually call it network marketing as well, because we are marketing through a network, networking with people to direct sell a product. So normally that is what I call it. But I can tell you that it's only been about 3 years and 9 months that I have seriously been involved in this industry. I can remember back when I was about 26, maybe 25. I worked a part-time job along with my full-time job, but I worked a part-time job as a cocktail waitress, and my boss there came in so excited one day, wanting us all to join him in this company that was it's a very popular company. I'll just go ahead and mention it was Nu Skin. This was very ground floor level, but I was 25. I didn't know anything about this. All I know is I think I paid $200 for a kit. And this 25 years ago, $200 was a lot of money, especially when you're working full-time and part-time. But so basically, I never went anywhere with that. I was still, in my opinion, just a kid. Know anything. The first thing about selling products or how to sell to people or how to even talk to people about buying a product. So that kind of fizzled out after a couple months. And it was probably not until when I was in the Army, I bet you didn't know that, I was in the Army for 5 years. When I was in the Army, I had a coworker who told me, oh, come on, you need to join me in Amway. So I joined in Amway, bought product for myself for 3 months that I had to buy to be a distributor. Never sold a thing. But it was kind of almost these first 2 times where I felt like I had to do it because these people, you know, they asked me to, so I felt bad saying no. But from then up until around 2006 or 7, I believe it was, back in 2007, I worked a full-time job, and everything, you know, everything was good, but we were getting ready to do some layoffs. And even though I knew that I was not in any danger whatsoever of being laid off, the company offered a layoff by choice. And I always said, and this is part of the reason, I didn't want to see any of the new people that really needed it be laid off, but I kind of wanted a vacation. So I took that, what do they call it, voluntary layoff for 2.5 months. I was getting unemployment, so you know I still had the money I needed coming in to pay the bills. But while I was doing that, I was doing a lot of researching online. You know, I had these big pipe dreams of being able to find something that I could do part-time from home. You know, in the hours that I wasn't at work, to kind of just help me have a better income, so that instead of just living from paycheck to paycheck, paying the house payment, the car payment, the electric, this and that, I would have additional money to maybe, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to pay off the car, pay off the house, you know, just this type of thing. So that's really how I got into it more recently. And there were only 2 companies that I got into, and I got into them once again, bought product. Never did anything until Skinny Body Care. And that's been a whole different story.
So what exactly were you doing before you got into Skinny Body Care? What business or what were you doing professionally?
Mm-hmm. Well, after getting out of the Army back in 1999, I moved back to North Carolina from Fort Hood, Texas, and I got a job at a paint company as a customer service representative. And after about 3 years of doing customer service, I moved into our quality lab and became a QC technician. So basically, I watched paint dry.
Wow.
I mean, seriously, I watched paint dry. I tested paint. I matched color. You know, if a batch of paint was made and something wasn't right, I had to tell them what to do to fix it. And, you know, it was a very interesting job, and the pay was very good. When I left, I was making $25 an hour, and, you know, in today's age, that's not too bad. But the great thing is I was able to walk away from it and never looked back, because never once since I've walked away have I ever made less than I did per month. In fact, many months it's been 5 or 6 times as much in a month's time as I made working full time.
Yeah, and everybody has like a turning point. I know when I decided to start getting into network marketing, I was just honestly fed up with putting all of my time into hours, or trading my time for hours. Mm-hmm. Am I saying that right? No, trading my time for dollars. Anyway, I was doing coaching, and I was making money, but I mean, literally every hour I worked, it was attached to a dollar amount. So if I didn't work, I wasn't being paid. And I just kept saying to myself, there's got to be a better way where I could take what I know how to do and leverage it. I've got to be able to figure that out. So that was like my turning point, my breaking point, because when something happened and I wasn't able to work, I was like, I still got bills to pay. So I wanted something that I could do that was going to allow me to still bring in the income regardless of whether or not I was physically there all the time or not. So what was the turning point for you? Because I know everyone has like that moment where they're like, I just can't do this anymore. What was it for you?
For leaving the job and doing this full time?
Wanting to leave it, yeah.
Well, after you work for a company for so long, in my case, I have always felt that I needed to go above and beyond to prove myself. And I don't know if that's because I was a second child or what, but I always felt that I did have to go above and beyond. And because I went above and beyond, I feel that I was taken advantage of at the job, as far as if somebody was needed to go work on an Easter Friday when everyone else was off, they called me. I could never say no. If someone was needed to come in and work 4 hours early, it was always me. I mean, they just knew they could depend on me. And I guess when I started doing well with Skinny Body Care, and my Skinny Body Care paychecks were inching up, getting closer to what I was making working for these people, which I love the company and everyone that was great. So I'm not putting down my former place of business, but I just started taking a whole different look at things and feeling like I didn't want to be the person that they always expected to come in. I didn't always want to be the person that was, they couldn't say no because they felt that they needed that job so bad. So the real turning point was I just got fed up, to be honest with you. I got fed up and things just continued to get bad as far as the way I was feeling, being taken advantage of, and one day it just all blew up and I walked out. And it's honestly never looked back. When I left that job and started doing it full time, I was really able to focus and really build the business a whole lot. It's just been phenomenal.
Now,
one thing I'd like to point out, where I talked earlier about these companies that I got into, it was almost kind of like a little hobby. Well, let me get into this and try this product. I guess I never really, even though I may have liked the products, I never really believed in that product as a product that I could share with others. One of them was a liquid vitamin. Yeah, vitamins are great. I loved it. $60 for a bottle of vitamins. Who's going to spend it? So I guess I didn't even want to approach people with it because I felt that, who's going to be interested in that? So the difference with Skinny Fiber is that it works. And I saw it working. I saw it working for me. I saw it working for my family. I saw it working for when our team was just starting out. All the girls that would come and ask Jackie, my sister, wow, I love the Skinny Fiber. Can I sell it? That's really how our team started, was from customers of ours who were using the product and losing weight, and they wanted to be a part of it. So the difference with Skinny Fiber is just I believe so much in the product, and I have no problem talking to people about this product.
Yeah, and when you got started with Skinny Body Care, was there ever a time where you had any doubt or you thought, I don't know if I can do this?
Yeah, it wasn't so much a doubt in the product because I love the product. But my first year basically was, I was treating it like a hobby. I sold a bottle here and there. I was trying to do it as a business. I was trying to sign people up to join me in the company. And just the frustration of not being able to, I was looking in the wrong places. I was looking for other network marketers. And when it changed to being more of a sharing the product with others, and those are the people who want to be the distributors and make the best distributors, that really was a turning point. That didn't happen until late that year, the following year, when Jackie lost her job, and just came up with some really good concepts, and things really picked up for us, and we started building the team at that time. But yeah, the first year I got discouraged a little bit because I felt that I was just doing it all for nothing, and I was really always going to take the product because I didn't have any migraines anymore, and the pain that I would have in my lower back every morning waking up. Being in the Army, I had back surgery, and even though I had the surgery and everything was better, I still had that aching pain on a daily basis. So just some of the aches and pains that I noticed that had gone away. Just that product is something that I would always take. So kind of had thoughts about, maybe this isn't a business for me, but it's definitely a product for me. But you just can't ever give up. You never know what's around the bend. So I'm so glad I didn't.
Yeah, and I think we did a mastermind with your sister, which is why I said we had to do one with you too. That was an eye opener for me because she started talking about how she kind of sat on the business for a while too. And I want you guys to really pay attention to what she just said. She also, so now we've got Jackie and we now have Judy, who both said they've pretty much spent the year. They've been in the business 3.5 years. Both built, $500,000, $1 million businesses after doing nothing for pretty much a year of that time. So that means that this has been done in a 2.5-year period of time. So the reason I'm really pointing that out is because what they started focusing on doing is putting the product first instead of trying to build it as a business. And as a result of trying to help people and just sharing the product and getting results with the product, the business grew organically. So I just really wanted to point it out because that just keeps coming up because even when people say to me, well, how can I build my business? It's become a product of the product. I mean, we just keep saying it over and over again, but you guys are just perfect examples of what happens when you actually get on the product and then share the product with other people, and they get results too. So it's just like as simple as it sounds.
It's like a chain reaction.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that's going to lead to my next question, Judy. How has Skinny Body Care changed your life? What has it done for you? I mean, personally, financially, professionally.
Personally, being able to get up in the morning and walk from my bed to the coffee pot to my desk, that's amazing. I absolutely love working for myself and having that time freedom. If I want to take a vacation, if I want to go to a Skinny Body Care event, I don't have to go ask the boss 3 months in advance and be told, well, you might be able to take it off, but we're not sure. That's just an amazing thing. Also, it's changed my life. Like I said, my health as far as those migraines. I had chronic migraines. I took about every medication you can ever think of, did 3 studies, just lived in constant migraine pain. Nothing different about my routine other than taking Skinny Fiber, so I definitely feel like those enzymes are, key to my migraines being gone. I haven't had one in 3.5 years. It's changed my life. Yeah, I lived in a double wide that I bought brand new like 15 years ago, and I had 2 acres of land in North Carolina, and it's changed my life. I've moved to a 2-story, 2,700-foot square house. I'm not saying this to brag at all, but I mean, I've been upstairs. I have a pool. I have all these things that I never, ever imagined, and they're all material possessions that could go away if they went away. I'm not going to say they could go away because that's not going to happen, but if they went away tomorrow, I'd be okay, I'm not all about material possessions, but it sure is nice to have a pool. It's also changed my life in other ways as far as being able to help. I was talking to Pam earlier about my charity of choice is normally animal-related things, and I have been very honored to be able to. I was making monthly donations to Hope for Paws for a while, and every now and then I'll just throw a donation to a rescue because I am really passionate about dogs. I love all animals, but especially dogs, and the fact that my dream used to be to start my own rescue, but since I really can't do that with traveling, and I'm only allowed to have 2 dogs at my house, and I have 4. There are people out there that do the things that I'd like to do, so I feel they do it for me, and I like to give to those things, and I could never do that before. I see someone close to me who's having a hard time financially, just being able to help them out. That's honestly something that's more important to me than having any material possessions, and something I wouldn't have been able to do before.
Yeah, and I always like to know this, because for me, growing up, I think in my wildest dream, I would have never imagined my life having turned out like this. I look back to where I came from, and even how I was raised. And I always say God always has a bigger plan for us than what we can even imagine. And even now, it's bigger than what I can even picture for myself, a month from now, a year from now. So, I mean, did you ever imagine any of this for yourself? Because this is, of course, you're like not even at the middle of what's going on in your life. I mean, you're doing so much, but you have so much. You guys are such givers. So, I mean, did you ever imagine all of this was going to take place in your wildest dreams, or is it just something that, like, you're just living it and going, I can't believe it?
I always thought this was something that happened to other people, never me. And I remember getting an email or seeing, I was filling out surveys, which is actually how I ended up, getting involved in Skinny Body Care. I filled out a survey, and I became a guaranteed lead. Wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad of a lead there, but I also was getting all this other stuff and reading this, pay $25 and earn $1 million. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna earn $1 million. Who would even think that that's even possible? Boom, boom. How dare I even think that? But no, with Skinny Body Care, I felt that I would, help people here and there, introduce them to the product, make a couple $100s a month maybe. And never in my wildest dreams did I ever imagine that it would develop the way it has. And I have to thank my sister and our amazing team. We have so many amazing girls and guys, just full of heart and passion. And, they're my heart and soul.
Yeah, and I have to tell you that, one, your team loves you. I mean, you have, when your sister was on, she spoke the same of you, and I mean, you guys just have such a strong team. So that's going to actually be my next question for you. How did you guys build your team? Because I know we talked briefly about how you came on. It wasn't really your intentions for all of this to happen, and then all of a sudden, things just kind of took off. So how did all that happen? Because one of the things that I love about these masterminds, and for those of you guys who are watching, if you're not part of Skinny Body Care, this is an opportunity for you to join a great team. We've got leaders like Judy. We've got leaders like her sister Jackie. I mean, just amazing women who, I mean, their team is called Heart and Soul for a reason. I mean, they literally share with any and everyone who asks for anything. I talk with these ladies behind the scenes all the time, and when I talk about phenomenal women, they're really phenomenal women, just the most kind, caring, humble. And I say that because I've met some 6- and 7-figure earners who I wouldn't want to I wouldn't want to spend 5 minutes with, let alone have an ongoing relationship with, because their attitude sucks. Somewhere along the line of starting to make 6 and 7 figures, they just got full of themselves. And I can tell you that for the leaders that are in Skinny Body Care, it's just not even there. I have not met one person, especially the 6- and 7-figure earners, who has a chip on their shoulder, who feels like the world owes them anything. Everyone is kind, giving, caring, and wants to help everyone on the team succeed, regardless of whether or not they make a dime off of them. So that's been my experience with, as a matter of fact, I contacted Judy yesterday and said, can you please, please, please? And it took her not even 30 seconds, and she said, sure. as far as doing this hangout yesterday. So that's what kind of team we have. So if you're looking for a company to join, you want to be part of an amazing place, you need to be right here. We do hangouts on the bed. We do them from home. We do them with dogs barking in the background, even crying in the background. So click on the link and get started. So Judy, let's talk about how you guys built your team, because I think everyone really needs to hear this, how you guys got started, how you've been able to build this, I mean, amazing team, because even in a 2.5-year period of time, what you guys have done is truthfully, it's phenomenal. I mean, from literally nothing to $500,000 businesses, I mean, is beyond impressive.
Well, like I said before, I had joined the company prior to Jackie coming along. I talked to her about it when I first joined, and she really didn't want to hear anything about it, so I didn't bother her. And I guess she watched me for a while, and about 4 months later, she asked me about the product. She says, I want to get some. I want to try it out. And after taking it for about 3 weeks, she was hooked. She said, sign me up. So together, we both worked full time, and we, like I said earlier, we were pretty much going about the business the way that wasn't really right for us. And of course, I didn't know it wasn't right for me until Jackie kind of, made me see the light. But in December of that year, Jackie lost her job, and she was like top salesperson at this company. Can you hear me now? And she actually lost her job for going above and beyond for a customer. People who had to fire her cried because they didn't want to fire her. But when that happened, Jackie woke up the next morning and didn't know, she kind of lost her identity, because for so long there goes my dog Jake, sorry. She just developed this passion for the product, thinking about how I don't have to sign people up to still earn an income, and I can do this. And I love this product. I can share this product with others, and I can make a decent income, as long as she made enough to take care of, just her basic bills. She had a husband working full time. What that turned into was her realizing that people are her passion, business is not her passion. She began to support people, getting customers, supporting them, talking to them, not just treating them like a sale and letting them, take their product and go on. Contacting them, thanking them for their orders, sending them tips, this and that. Just if you have any questions, let me know. If they had questions, of course, they'd come to her. She actually had a support group for her customers, and her support group ended up growing based on people wanting to join because they'd heard great things about it. But that pretty much is where it all began. We had Devaney Potter, one of the early people that joined, and Kayla Biobalog, who was there, a couple of the earlier people that joined us within maybe the first 3 or 4 months. And they were people who had started to use the product and were seeing great results, whether it was with weight loss or with their IBS or whatever, that wanted to sell the product. And both of those girls now are probably 6-figure income earners, and it all came from loving a product and wanting to help other people. So I continued to work full time for about a year after all this. I owe everything to Jackie. She'll say, "Oh, I owe it to you because you brought me in the business," but she is an amazing person. She might act a little bit ditzy, and she may come across a little bit ditzy, but that girl has got a brain up there. Don't let her fool you. She can come up with the most amazing ideas and concepts that people can relate to. And she's definitely the top reason for our team's success. I'm the brains of the operation, so without me, nobody would know why they get paid or how they get paid. So we've worked really good as a team, and built the heart and soul team, and we're both always there whenever anybody needs us. So I just think not only supporting your customers, but supporting your team. that's really where it all turned around for us. Just going about it in a different way. And Jackie taught me everything I know as far as how to, how to work with people and be more, not really a super people person. Like I said, I'm a dog person, but, she's pretty much helped open my eyes up to, being more open and compassionate and more supporting, and all those things I had within me, but I just didn't let them out. So together, we're sisters. We built this team, and we built it all on love, heart, soul, passion for the product and for people.
Yeah, and I would never have gathered that Jackie, that girl wasn't smart. So that's a smart cookie, both of you guys. And
yeah, I was joking about her being ditzy. She jokes about that all the time. So
I would have never got that. Period. That she's a smart whip. So, but both of you all are. I've said that to you a bunch of times. That you guys are just like, I've got to set up a mastermind session with you all, because it's like, I like people who are creative, and both of you guys are just like really creative. I like people who don't come from a marketing background, because that means you do it organically and naturally. And you have people who come from marketing backgrounds who are trying so hard, and you guys just do it naturally. And that's what makes these sessions so important, because you have people who are trying to just constantly come up with something that's over the top, and you guys are doing very basic stuff that anyone can do. And that's why it's so important for them to see your success, and it's so important for them to see what you guys keep emphasizing, and that's that, help people, talk to people, respond to people, share the product with people. You're not talking about putting together, you didn't go out and put out some billboard, you didn't go out and pass out flyers to 50 million people in 1 week. You basically are just talking to people, you're sharing healthy tips and information with them, and then you're answering their questions. I mean, it's so basic, anyone could do it, but a lot of people won't do it because it's too basic and simple. So that's the really crazy part about it, but you guys have duplicated your success over and over again throughout your team. Isn't that correct?
Yes, we have. I couldn't even tell you how many levels deep I have as far as, this person coming in and bringing in, like Courtney Luper, she's another great success story. She's probably 6 levels down from me. And there's so many, as far as duplicating, yes, we've had so many that took the product, loved it, wanted to be distributors, and they're doing the same things that we're doing. So yes, the duplication for sure.
Yeah, and let me add, when we talk about duplication, people, we're talking about duplicating the business growth and the income growth too, because you guys have multiple 6-figure earners, correct?
Yes, we do. We do.
Yeah.
We have a couple that are, we've probably got several that are multiple 6 figures. We have quite a bit that have earned 6 figures last year. And, we have the average everyday person who just wants to do this in their spare time, part-time, and earn an extra $500-600 a month.
Right. Which
we have all kinds of distributors.
Yeah, and an extra $500-600 a month. I was talking to a couple people just yesterday. An extra $500 to $1,000 a month would pay someone's rent or house note.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's not minor. I mean, with the economy being what it is, it's a big deal. $1,000 a month could take somebody from out of foreclosure.
Right, and you don't have to do a whole lot to make $1,000 a month.
No.
You just take the do a little bit of division. You'll know exactly what you need to sell each month. If you have a specific amount of money that you need to make, you can figure out how many bottles you need to sell, and you can work as much as you need to. Once you hit that, you don't have to work the rest of the month if you don't want to. But I mean, why not continue sharing it every day, all the time? Product's amazing.
Yeah, and you're right. That's the great thing about this business is you do have so many options. You can retail the product out if you just wanted to retail. If you want to grow a big team like you guys have done, you could do that. Or you could just work with a few people. I mean, you have so many different options. The point is you do have options, though. So I know that you've got to actually get off because you're going to help your team, because that's what you do. So just want to ask you one more question before we wrap up. What would you tell someone who's watching who either is getting ready to join Skinny Body Care, or they're part of the team, part of the family, and they're wanting to get a fresh start? They're thinking about getting started, or they're wanting to get a fresh start. What would you tell them to do? What would be your best piece of advice for them?
I would say to definitely don't come into the business and expect that you're going to make $200 tomorrow. Very possibly you could, but don't set your expectations so high. Don't come in feeling like you don't have to do anything to earn the money, because it is work. But it's like Ben said last night or 2 nights ago, would you rather work a little bit harder for 2 or 3 or 4 years and then, pretty much be set for the rest of your life? Or would you rather work really hard for 40 or 50 years at a job? So you do have to come in and expect to have to do the legwork to earn the money. You can either, like Pam said, you can be a product selling machine where you can, earn exactly what you need selling product, or you can be a team leader and share the product and the business opportunity with others. I mean, it's so amazing. The compensation plan is awesome. Why wouldn't you want to share it? I mean, it's almost selfish not to let people know about it. I mean, they may say no, but, you've got to share this with people. But just come in expecting to, with an open mind, learn everything you can, get on calls, get on these mastermind hangouts, because you never know what kind of little nuggets you can catch from people. But just don't expect so much right away. And if you don't feel that you're meeting the goals that you set for yourself, don't give up on yourself, because you never know when things could turn around. Just recently, we've had 2 girls on our team. Both of them have been with the company for over a year. One of them is a friend of Courtney's who signed, I think, the week after her. The other one, I believe, joined probably maybe July. But both of those girls have they've lost weight with the product, and they've just hung in with it for the last year. They enjoyed working with people. They enjoyed supporting people. And just recently, their business really took off. I'm sure they didn't expect it to. And most of the times when this happens, people are really surprised when it does happen. But those 2 girls are I haven't looked lately, but one was top of the leaderboard. I know both of them are within the first 5. These are people who have been with the company for an entire year and just now have hit the point in their business where they're really starting to see a huge difference. People they've talked to a year ago are now starting to buy the product. So just don't ever give up on yourself. Don't expect too much. And just share the product with everybody. Just don't look at it as a sale that I've got to sell. Look at the person. Look at the person that you're sharing the product with. Get to know them. Show them that you're a real person and that you really do care, and be supportive. People buy from people they trust. And if you just go, oh, I got this bottle product, is great, you can lose weight here, buy it. It's a whole lot different than supporting a person through their entire journey. So relationship building is a huge, huge part of this, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I think you mentioned something that's like a really key point. It's the consistency. We've had a few of these mastermind sessions now, and one of the things that keeps coming up with all of the leaders is that you have to be I call it stick and stay. Make sure that you plan on being here for at least 3 to 5 years. And I don't mean that after 3 to 5 years you should go somewhere, but what's happening is a lot of people get into this type of business, and after 3 months and they haven't had any success, they want to leave. They just feel like, okay, well, it didn't work for me, I'm going to leave.
Right.
Well, the reality is, after 3 months, you're off to something else, and people are not going to work with you or do business with you because you're doing something else 3 months later. So
right.
They don't have faith in you. They feel like you're not going to be around, and why should I join you? So it's what you just said. That momentum built up, and after a year's period of time, these women are having success probably because of all of the work that they've been doing for the last 12 months. Even when no one was paying attention, people were paying attention. They just weren't saying they were paying attention. So I wanted to point that out because that's such a good point. I always tell people, last year, the year before last, I started having success in another company, and it appeared that it was sudden success because I started making a lot of money, but it was after 4 or 5 years of doing the background work that no one ever saw. So it was never like this, oh my God, I just came out the gate and started making money. It was all of the years that I was struggling, staying up all of the hours, building my name, building my brand, and building relationships that no one ever saw. So, guys, pay attention to what she just said. The relationship building is huge, huge, huge. You just can't pop up and tell someone, hey, I just joined this company, join me tomorrow, and expect that 15 people are going to sign up with you. You have to be consistent and give them something of value every single day, and that's when they're going to see that you're there for the long haul, and they're going to want to join you. So, Judy, thank you so very much for the information. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for dropping the nuggets. I think it's important that people understand that, one, you and your sister have built an empire that's going to continue to grow, and that you guys give so much to people, and that's why you're so successful. And I mean, I love you guys to death. I just, one, you guys are just the sweetest people ever. And then two, you're the most given people, because everything that you've done to build your business and everything that you've done to grow your team, you guys have shared so openly with everyone so that they can use the same information. Mm-hmm. So we just appreciate you. We love you, and just thank you so much for everything that you guys have done, not just for your team, but for the entire team in Skinny Body Care.
Thank you for inviting me to do this hangout. It's truly an honor to have been asked to do this, and I do appreciate that.
Oh, well, it's my pleasure, and it's my honor to be able to hang out with you. Your sister said we're going to do a hangout in our PJs. Tonight would have been a great night since I was already in my bed.
I think we need to do a hangout in Vegas, so come on back out.
Oh, you know what? I love an invitation, so I need to get out there. That little trip I was out there recently was too short, so that sounds like a good idea to me.
All right, let's do it.
All righty. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us. Thanks so much, Judy. And you guys have a great night. Catch us again next Tuesday for another Millionaire Mastermind session. Take care, everyone. Have a great night. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.